Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now I'm taking a look at the Super Nintendo game The Lion King, which came out in 1994 courtesy of Virgin Interactive Entertainment, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there. And it's based on the original 1994 animated film. So let's get some things ready. Yeah. So you got three different difficulty settings. So,
it starts.
And there's Timon. That was stunning animation. So in this bit, you're playing as Simba when he was a young cub, and as you can see, the animation on him is absolutely superb. And you can roar like that to help defeat these porcupines. You really don't want to be jumping on them. And if you can dangle from that and climb up, if you didn't quite jump far enough to. Yeah, with those blue beetle things, if you land on them, you don't want to be nearby when they explode. I don't quite know why they explode, but I don't think I've ever come across exploding beetles. Yeah, and there's a raw meter in the top left corner there, and it gradually refills if you don't. And for that bit there is actually a restart, so if I die now I'll go back to there instead of to the very beginning of the level. The nice little touches like the leaves sort of brushing off the tops, the treetops like that as you land on them and so forth. It's nice little touches like that which can potentially help make a game great. So let's get up there. Controls are nice and responsive for the most part. So you got now this one just got to jump on the
The light touches is our kingdom.
Yeah, so I had to jump on that hyena while it was panting. Any other time it would hurt you. And this is a bonus stage, and that bit where it says everything the light touches is our kingdom, and that was actually directly sampled from the film. Ah, oh, darn it! I caught 11 bugs there, and you can grab onto these rhinoceroses' tails like this, and this is and you can actually hear a very recognisable song in the background. I just can't wait to be king. This is, as you probably guessed, based on that part of the film, and I just died. I got to go on there because I'm not going to be able to jump high enough. Whoops. I mean, presentation-wise, this is very impressive. I mean, you may remember I made a similar thing when I reviewed the Sega Mega Drive version of Aladdin recently. That was also a Disney-based title, and that also had excellent animation. And with these pink monkeys, you can roar at them to switch them to the opposite direction, which means that they'll throw you in the opposite direction as well. Yeah, I really need to. I need to get up there and just switch that monkey in the opposite direction. And miss the platform completely. Right, that should work now. Because now that monkey's going to throw me in the opposite direction to what it had been. Yeah, see, I'm going a different way now. I need to jump over those pink and duck underneath the platforms. Oh God. That bit's kind of annoying because you have to time it perfectly and you have to know what's, and it becomes a memory test. Oh, goodness me. And you can't linger on those giraffes' heads because you can see they tip like that in the. If they tip like that while you're on them, you'll fall. And if you, as you saw earlier, if you fall in the drink, you're dead. Oh, I've got to switch those monkeys round again. That one and this one. Luckily, I was still able to switch the direction of that monkey, even though my raw meter wasn't at maximum. Now, I have played through this game previously and managed to get near the end. So I've seen a lot of what it has to offer even before starting this review. And there are some bits which are quite different. Oh, God. And now I've got to do all that again. I mean, there's a level based on the wildebeest stampede. There's also one set in the elephant's graveyard, which even has the Be Prepared music playing in the background, which the quality of the sound samples is also impressive. Oh God, landing on the platforms is a little bit hit and miss in every. And unlike I clearly landed on that. And I got this. Yeah, this is starting to annoy me a bit now. And this is possibly one of the most interesting levels in the game, but it's also a pretty annoying one as well. Oh, God. I mean, I know I have to jump a second time whilst in mid-air. The hard bit is trying to decide precisely when to do it. By which point you've expended quite a few lives. And this is only the second level, and the likelihood is this would probably have been aimed more at children, and yet it's being expected to do something like that when it's questionable whether their ability to judge might have been of the standard required to realistically be able to do that. Now I've got to do this one. What? That worked last time when I was standing on that one, so why didn't it work that time? Never mind. Well, I'm going to... It is a pretty good rendition of I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Right. Oh, what? I thought I nailed it then. This is just a little sticky out branch that seems to be what's getting me, and I thought I was far enough, by leaving the first jump late enough, I thought I was far enough past it to miss it. Oh, goodness me. And it tells you in the bottom left corner how many lives you got by number, by the number beside Simba's head there. And in later levels, you do get to play Simba as an adult, fully grown-up lion with a mane and everything, and the animation in that bit's also exceptionally good. So, albeit all things being considered, and there are also some other slightly iffy design issues on this level and later levels. I mean, you've already seen one of the design issues, the fact that it's not immediate. It's not particularly clear when to time things like, say, the second jump of that bit where I need to do the double jump during this bit. Oh, for goodness sake. Now I've got to do all that again. I mean, would it really have killed them to have had a restart point just before that ostrich bit, so you didn't have to do all this tedious nonsense again? I mean, in some ways, I could have understood if this was a later level, but it's not. It's only the second level in the entire game, and it's not like the game only has about 4 levels or something like that. It's actually got more. It's got more than that. The scrolling's nice and smooth. I can't fault the presentation at all. It looks and yay, got it. Hey, now I've got a restart point. Oh, for God's sake! Now I've got to do a bit where I just need to swing across on these rhinoceroses' tails, and you have to position yourself you have to position yourself just right, otherwise you'll just fall straight in the drink and lose a life. If you try and grab just the say the middle of the tail, then you'll just completely miss. What? Oh my God. No! No, I'm not going to continue there. So I'm going to wind up this review. So that's The Lion King for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a very beautifully presented, but ultimately slightly off the mark title. I mean, if you had a choice back in the day of getting Disney's Aladdin or this, go for Aladdin. I mean, even though the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin is different to the version that I reviewed for the Mega Drive / Genesis, that doesn't itself make it a bad product. It's still a pretty good product, and it's and has far better overall gameplay design. So graphics, well, everything about the looks of the whole game I can't fault. It really is stunning, and I honestly can't fault anything about the graphics or the animation. I mean, look at the animation of Simba running just then. It's gorgeous. But then it's typical that the quality of Disney games of this period would have the top quality visuals and animation, and this one, The Lion King, is no exception in that regard. Sound, nice sound samples throughout, and There's some renditions of some of the songs you'll remember from the film, like "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" and "Be Prepared." So sound effects are charming and pleasant in equal measures. So and functional. So I can't fault the sound either. Gameplay. Well, it is a bit of a shame that a film that was as mind blowing as The Lion King got turned into a fairly average platformer. Oh, here's the Elephant Graveyard bit that I mentioned earlier. You can hear the music for "Be Prepared" in the background. So all things. So that in itself is a little bit disappointing, and yeah, it does try to mix things up with such a thing with that second level by having the additional bits like roaring at the pink monkeys to get them to switch directions, so that when you're passed from monkey to monkey and reach one of those, it'll toss you in a different direction to what it had been doing prior to roaring at it, which in turn will help, might, if you've done it correctly, help you to progress further into the level. I mean, variations are one thing, but there are some bits about this game that that make it more annoying, such as the fact that some bits of it are a bit of too much of a memory test, which is a bit of a shame. Hakuna Matata in the background of this demo mode bit here, and it's such a shame because. And there's actually a level that's very different to this later on, which is based on the Wildebeest Stampede, which is viewed from the front, and you're controlling Simba to try and help him guide safely through the canyon, with the wildebeest chasing after him and trying to avoid being run over by those that advance towards you, and trying to avoid tripping over rocks that are in front of you in the process. The thing is, even though that bit has the same music that's played during the wildebeest stampede scene in the film, what it doesn't have is anything like the same kind of overall charge that was in the original film version. They're controlling the adult Simba at this point in the game. And as you can see, he has a claw attack that he didn't have as a cub. So it does have elements of variety, and it's just that compared to Aladdin, they don't quite work as well. And there's some platforming mechanics which you notice even in the "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" bit that mean that it's more frustrating than was really necessary. I mean, such as in particular bits where I thought I was landing on a platform, then it seems as if I fell through it, and that bit towards the end of the footage where I was actually playing, in which I had to swing from one tail to another, which, as I explained, because of the accuracy required in order to be in the correct position in preparation for grabbing the next tail along, means that it was unnecessarily frustrating. You should be able to grab any part of the tail and it's be successful transition from one to the next, especially as if you miss, you fall in the water and die instantly. I mean, you do have an energy bar in the top right corner, which if you take a hit, drains, and you can top that up. The problem is, falling in water kills you instantly in this. So yeah, it's not terrible, but with a little more thought, it could have been more enjoyable than it ultimately is. So I'm going to give The Lion King on the Super Nintendo 6 out of 10. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.